share a really fun project with you. This is one of my little folios, but it's got a neat little twist. I've made this for the latest challenge at the Funky Junky Boutique, the Frilly and Funky blog. It's called Winter Blues, and I'm the host for the challenge, and the idea was to create a project where blue is the predominant color. You could have accents of beige or gray or cream, but blue needed to be the predominant color. So I've used this Stamperia Blues collection, and I'll take it out of the package so you can see this. As you can see, I have really dug into this, but here's the cover. And I've even cut the cover apart to use for elements on the inside. But this is just a gorgeous vintage collection with all different shades of wintry blues, the gray blues, the deep twilight blues, and it's accented with grays and touches of beige. I save every little snippet because everything can be used. But I love these papers because the mixed media effects are already built in, and you can purchase these at the Funky Junky Boutique. That is where I got this. So that's the paper, 12 by 12. You get 10 papers, double-sided in a pack, and as I showed you, you can even cut up the cover and use it. But I designed this little folio. It is 5.5 by 5.5. It has a double 1-inch spine, and on the cover I've used this little signature bird from the collection. I added some blue and beige and cream beads. This is a Tim Holtz, I want to say this is a Chit Chat sticker, but I'll have a list, linked supply list on my blog at kathybydesign.com. A vintage button from my stash. I built a little bird nest with some lichen and burlap string, little eggs that I colored with alcohol ink, and then these are mustard seeds, a little blue flower, and this is opaque crackle texture paste from Ranger, and I used a Stamperia stencil to add these little leaves and berries here. On the spine I have a really sweet cluster of embellishments, this little feather charm you can get at the Funky Junky Boutique, and this is a little apothecary bottle I had in my stash, and it's all held together with this clip. So ribbon closure, and it opens out like this, and inside I've used a lot of these Tim Holtz clippings and botanic ephemera, the little quote chips and paper dolls. So on this side I created a pocket, and again I've just layered papers. This actually has the paper doll pulls out, and you can see here I colored the texture paste with chipped sapphire re-inker, and then layered that on over the blue papers. The paper doll tucks in back behind this little ephemera bit, and then these are just little tags that are from the collection, and then I added the sentiments, and this one actually opens out like a little folio, and these just tuck in this pocket. This is not really designed for photos. This is designed as kind of a lookbook or an art book. And then over on this side I've got another little tuck spot with another paper doll. You could put quotes or photos back behind here if you wanted to. Then these gorgeous blue birds, and room to add your own touches here. I think it's nice to be able to personalize things. Then this opens out yet again, and over here I've used this little clasp that I had in my stash to hold this fold out. And again, another little tuck spot, this sweet little paper doll, fussy cut images from the collection, and this is an envelope that you cut out from the collection, and I just scored along the sides and the bottoms to create a pocket, and I tucked this in. So this is a great place to tuck in. I like to collect quotes and sayings and things like that, so this is a great place to add all of those. And then in the very center I created a box pocket, and in the box pocket I added Eileen Hull's Passport Journal, which is probably my favorite Eileen Hull die of all times. I love all of her little book club dies, but this Passport Folio is such a sweet size and so quick to make. I've layered up a bunch of elements, vintage buttons, which are kind of a theme through here, bundled some twine around these stacked images. This is a Prima Roman numeral die that I had in my stash, and of course more of these beautiful Tim Holtz ephemera bits. Keys from the Funky Junky Boutique. I bound it with seam binding ribbon, and on the inside I just took a bunch of little elements that I've had sitting around forever and created this little turn page with a mini envelope, decorated it up with papers. This is one of the tags, and it had a kind of a shadowy heart shape. So what I did was painted around that. I got my Emboss It dabber out and just painted around that. Then I added Seth Apter Vintage Beeswax. And then while it was still hot, I sprinkled that with Ancient Amber baked texture and then heat embossed. And then just dressed it up with more little quote chips and buttons. The pages are basically blank. This is blue parchment paper in keeping with the blue theme. So a lovely place to just write things down. This would be a sweet little travel journal. Graphic 45 ATC tag that I covered with the ATC die in that little tuck spot. Another little tuck spot, a bunch of pages. And you can see here, I bound it a little bit differently. You can go, this is designed, you can go up over the top so that the signatures can be removed, but I chose to bind right through the centers and onto the binding strip, and I just love this shabby chic look. So I only decorated the end papers in each little booklet, and I colored these in with colored pencils. Those are more of those Tim Holtz ephemera bits, vintage buttons. This is a sweet little file folder that just flips down so you can tuck. The paper clip actually comes off, but I won't do that here because it's tiny and I might lose it. But just lots of little tuck spots, little beautiful little elements, kind of create a meditative mood in this little journal. This is a fun one. This is an actual pull-out page. So that goes there. And then this little clip, you can see, there we go, holds that in place. Doilies, buttons, just everything very shabby chic, very soft, very natural, and lots and lots and lots of blue. And then here I created kind of a sleeve to go around the page. This will actually pull off, but I'm not going to do that here. And then I did that so I could tuck tags, and these tags are right from the collection, and they just tuck below the belly band like this. And here are a couple more tags. And then again, just beautiful botanic images here. And this guy sits back in his little box. And then the last element, I just had a little bit of scraps left over, so I stitched up a little bookmark, added a tassel on the top, and this just tucks into a little pocket that's back here. Now I do not have a tutorial for this folio, but I may work one up using a different collection, so I'll be sure to let you know. I hope you'll play along. You're invited to play in this challenge. You can, and I'll put the link, I'll caption the link below this in the video so that you can find your way there and play along in this wonderful Winter Blues challenge at the Funky Junky Boutique. So Stamperia papers, lots of Tim Holtz, goodies from my stash. I just love the Winter Blues.